Yeah, Fabian Lwamba.
And I'm Michael Lwamba, Aliston Lwamba.
Yeah, name of the group is Krystaal for sure. Krystaal. There's so much to cover if you have to ask us a little bit. With brothers from DRC for sure, the Congo, and born and raised there, but I had to leave the Congo because of our political affiliation with our father, because of instability there, of course, some of the downside of the Congo, but also end apart and survive away from home in a time of youth. And I made it to Canada through the government of Canada. That's come to rescue my brothers after the name of our father, that they realized the Lwamba's boys were in trouble surviving the refugee camps. So we took to my brothers to bring them over to this country, and was still left in a refugee camp and came to meet my brothers after a good time of separation. It was at least 7 years of separation before we met again. Yeah, so. And then we met here, and we thought, what would be a good way to express our gratitude to not only God, but also to our people, this country and many other, been so much involved with our lives, with the whole many details how we got together. And we started the group Krystaal, in Christ. In Swahili, Kristu means Christ. And then we have Krystaal in English, which is the glass that shines. Christ is the energy source of light. It shines through us to bring light to the dark world. So that's basically what it is. You can come and just see it as. I don't think there's any other fun country in Africa as much as the Congo is concerned. It's a place where I remember we come from a very stable country. Background in that country. Our father actually has really worked really hard, and we had a big house to live in. We had father made it all the way to partnership with airline companies. So there's nothing we didn't see in the Congo. For us, it was always great. It's a country that's very much evangelized to 90-something%. So it's another positive thing. We have great music in the Congo, great food in the Congo. A country that has revolutioned the whole world with this device working, that camera working with coltan and cobalt, very rich in minerals and resources, and that has changed the face of the world. That's the country that has everything. An equivalent of 1 million worth of coltan and cobalt is taken out of the Congo every day since 1949. So we are thinking maybe just around $400 trillion that the world owes us to make the greatest economy, and it's just, that's because everybody has a piece of the Congo.
Congo is one of the best places. Used to be before war. It was a very good place because people like music. People like to be together, like us. I remember how we grew up in the Congo, playing, just singing together, just having fun. So it's a fun place. It used to be a fun place to be until the war broke out. But before that, it was just like heaven.
Congo was the #1 country to make it to the World Cup. Can you imagine how advanced we used to be? And I don't know what happened. Well, the war has really brought us way back. But we have heard a share of, of presence in the world back in those days. It used to be a country with greatest potential you can imagine to be there. Like we made it there before anybody else. We had a solid country, but it turned to be something else, of course, but it's still so much fun. We still have the musicians who have made it all the way out there. In terms of entertainment and music, we have that. Economics could have been good. In terms of farming, we have a land that actually rents on one side and dries on the other side. So we can make still just, we are talking to, because we live in the prairies here, talking to farmers' expertise, and they say that you can farm enough to feed the world from the Congo. Because for the fact that the circle goes, back and forth in that country to be green every time in one side of the country to the other. So what else?
I can say about music as well, because music, there's no anybody who can hear Congolese music and sit down. The beat is that attractive that even if you're sad, once you hear that rhythm, the beat, and then you start dancing. So the music is very rich. In the Congo, I'd say that will impact the rest of Africa. So I think that musically, there's too much riches that we can talk about. One one of the greatest moments that we can see after arriving in Canada is the way we were embraced in this country.
Yeah.
Because we started in a humble beginning in Saskatchewan, as God has blessed us to move forward with the music, to sing in front of many crowds, because we started in Saskatchewan, and the music that we're playing down there could not fit somehow with the region where we had to live a little bit to Toronto. Much more easier for us to travel from Toronto to the United States. So we kind of just move forward a little bit of music, but Canada has given us a platform where we can perform. We had a chance to perform with Celine Dion. We had a chance to perform with Bryan Adams and a lot of big artists in the country. We won, I don't know how many music awards, 24 times.
How many?
26.
26 music awards.
Wow.
And we wrote a song that was #1 in
National Song of the Year is called Keep On Standing, and all that. We have a book written about our story that was actually won the Best Christian Book award, and it's just one. You know,
What's the title of that book?
Keep On Standing. Yeah. It's the title of the same song. It came with us song together, and that was a little while ago when the book was released. But the awards that we have seen God give to us is just a blessing. It's been good to be recognized, and that's one thing that we love about Canada. Is the fact that they've given us a platform that has actually enhanced the gift that God has given us, and it's good. This is a mighty country in the world, and the peace that we have in this country has really released us to the place to be be expressive, talent-wise, and many other things that we have. You know, Krystaal started like a band, but now it's a ministry. We have just started Mission at Home Canada that is actually reaching out to our evangelism, across the country, and inviting people like that more through this program and many other things. But we never see President Jimmy Carter writing an invitation letter to us to join him in London or in Birmingham to do an event with him. See, this has happened because of being here. It's just a platform that Canada has given us. So the World Vision for 10 years and many other NGOs across the land and in the United States as well. And it's just been travel the world, it's just been great.
Jimmy Carter introduced us to Bill Clinton because that's how we met. Like we went for the first time we went to London. We met Jimmy Carter and Rick Warren. And for the second time, Jimmy Carter introduced us to
Rick Warren.
Introduced us to Bill Clinton. And we had a chance to meet Al Gore. They were just meeting all of them at one place. We were the only people from the Congo background who were in that conference where these mighty people were there. So it's a blessing. We can say that Canada has opened this big door for us, and we ended up in big table with high people of high respect. So we can say that.
Message that we have for Africa. I think it's time for Africa to understand what it has. I don't think Africa knows what Africa is. For me, Africa needs to be more educated about Africa to know that they don't need anyone to depend on. We've been planted a mentality. I think we are second or third generation from the colonial time, and apparently we have learned to depend a little bit too much when we shouldn't. We have all it takes to be ourselves and be strong.
Now, there's a side effect that comes with colonialism. You can learn all you can and know one day you'll work for somebody else. That's employment market. But a deployer will learn all he can so that he can have other people to work for him. That mentality is mostly for countries who have never been colonized. Like the Chinese. Once with the interview, Once with an interview with the Chinese, they say, the difference between Africa and China is employment and deployment. Anywhere a Chinese man goes, will go with the mentality of opening even a little restaurant.
Ownership.
Make sure that people comes and feed, even if it's just a little thing. You'll never see any Chinese go working at McDonald's. It's not very easy, you know what I mean? But you'll rather go to work to their own, even if it's a little thing, They learn how to deploy. Now, when colonialism and slavery came, a mind of an African man has been destroyed. Because in his mind, he knows that one day he'll learn to be good and wait for the job.
Yeah.
That doesn't take a chance. That's the difference.
And not only that, let me just complete him. Not only there, even here, we come to find jobs here. We don't come to work for ourselves. And you see a very strong, educated man, a nurse, a doctor, he will be glad to work for this huge institution. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good. But then a Chinese doctor and a Chinese lawyer will have a farm. And that's what Africans have to come out. Employment mentality. Employment mentality. We are refused to work for nobody for 16 years. We work for ourselves. If we don't have, we stay home without. But we don't get anybody to sign our checks other than ourselves. And greatness doesn't start with employment. Greatness is when you realize the power that is invested in you is that the greater power. The Bible said that the greater power is inside of me. I believe it blindly. So I want to tell my fellow friends, not only the African, everyone who will get that message or the revelation, to know that they have enough in them to do anything.
Well, I'll complete what just Fabian just said here. It's time for an African men and women to realize that what they have is enough to make a change. And it's time for Africans to take things in their own matter. Don't wait for somebody else to come and fix what you can fix yourself. Yeah. Go ahead and take your matter in your hand and fix what you can fix. We have enough. Africans have to be proud of being an African.
Yeah.
It's time to recognize that I'm an African and I'm proud to be one. But once you're proud, you have to now take time to say, okay, what doesn't work around me? Fix your own stuff. The reason why God has blessed us, gave us this relation, not to work with somebody else, because we believe that in us, we have enough power to hire somebody, and he's gonna do what we can do so that we can start changing. We have to kind of start directing things in a different way than it used to be before. And we believe that Africans, if you can send a message over there, pick up your broken pieces, put them together, and start shaping your craft. Things should work your way. And we believe that once people realize that what they have is enough, that's it.
Another thing.
We have to be proud of
Let me say this. Another thing for Africans in the diaspora, because we are talking to the people here, is to recognize opportunities. Africans are easily exposed to huge doors that they don't recognize where they live, they go, and they're happy to have to enjoy the comfort of the reception, not to want to go all the way to the master bedroom of this country. This country has given us a passport that says we are citizens of this place. We cannot end up on the backyard of Canada with the rights like every other born Canadian here. We refuse to do that. We refuse to if you give me the right, if this country has adopted us to be sons and daughters, if I adopt a son in my house, I want him to be my son. It means he has rights to my life. He's my son. He's who I am. I've given him the legal right that my other children have, and Canada has given us legal right that every other son of this country has. We should not end at the backyard. We should go all the way to the master bedroom of this country. Let those with ability to learn to do what is best, to have the discipline. And let me speak of discipline on Africans. Discipline on Africans. We need to understand our culture and the Canadian cultures are completely two different. And one of the glitches that we face as people on the diaspora is discipline. Because a Canadian child is taught how to be disciplined from the kindergarten, from the house. They are taught to sleep in their own rooms at 6 o'clock every day when they're just born. They grow up with discipline. We come from broken line of discipline. And we are trying to catch up when matter of discipline. You know, we come country where even traffic light is hard to respect. You know, so and that's another thing about us Africans here. If we are going to go to the bedroom to the master bedroom of this country, it takes nothing but discipline. And if we are going to ever go to Ottawa and have senators and have all these people out there, it's because we are going to change our discipline mentality. Because we can be so good at something, but we are going to have a big glitch on discipline. We're not going to be there on time. And then we're not going to be there, and those are the things that we are encouraging the diaspora to be able to rise upon. We are not called to live in the backyard of Canada, but in the master bedroom. We are going all the way, but we're not going to do it without the discipline that it takes. Education is part of it. It's that instrument in the hands of David. But it's not the discipline.
If you have to be eight hours at work, it means it's gotta be 8 hours of work.
Yeah.
Some people, they go to work, but they don't work. And I've seen here people just busy working and they're making money. So I think that we can say more and more, but Africans, we have to know that God has created us and has given us everything that it takes to make it well like others. So people have to be proud of themselves.
And I think they're also, in major part of Canada, already discovering that Africans are not empty-handed or empty-headed. We're smart, we're gifted, we are blessed. We what do we say? Obama's the son of an African. And he could have been neglected. I mean, we have many like him. And our children are smart, and we ourselves have everything. We've been blessed like everybody else. I think the misconception, I think the generation that comes is learning a little bit more different because they have friends now. I think it's a misconception. This is a country where things happened in the past, and we're not going to focus on that anymore. It's changed now. And we have friends now who have understood that we might have a little glitch on a little bit of culture and something, but our culture is not empty. It's full of values. The ways of life. We value our food is good food. Our way we conceive things is we have ideas. We have smart people like Pastor Bodo who have come here, work for Microsoft, and many things that Africans are doing here. We have over 2,000 doctors from Nigeria alone in Canada. And as much as we have come here, we didn't come empty-handed. So don't misunderstand us. Yeah, don't misunderstand us. Take time to learn who we are, and without stereotype, without
and one
prejudice.
Before we forget something, we just want to also appreciate what Canada has done for us.
Sometimes, yes.
Opening the door for immigrants to come here, it's that very big, because when you don't have any home and somebody opens his house, come in when it's cold outside, that's big. And you want to just say thank you for Canada because they've done that for us. At the same time, also we have more to learn about Canada. We have more to learn about also those who are coming.
I believe what I can say. If we want to master living well in Canada, we need to learn how the system works here. And the people who are born here, they have that culture in mind, knowing the value of a credit card, know when to use it, know when to, you know what I mean? We need to come with the knowing the value, what the people live, how the people live here. We need to match that standard. If we do that with a discipline, we are going to excel.
For Canada, this is our new home. I mean, we are not going back. My kids are not going where? The Congo? We're not going to be here. So we're going to be here for a long time. And we're going to do well.